Hello again, this is Garrett Westfall with my second game review. The other two videos that I just did are basically to be new segments. The one with me and my friend will be called The Team Reviews. And the one with the black guy, obviously, is going to be called That Black Guy Reviews. So we're going to have three segments on my channel on YouTube or on Facebook if you're one of my friends. So, let's get to what, I want to do today. I want to review one of my favorite fighting game series. We're going to review the most recent in the series, Soul Calibur 5. And since I have it, I might as well show it to you. I did get the collector's edition that has the book and everything. So, Soul Calibur is my favorite, fighting game series. It's just because it has weapons, it has armor, it's basic stuff that I like. But we're going to be talking specifically today about Soul Calibur 5. And as I said before, we'll be breaking this down. So we're going to be going with graphics, story, gameplay, character creation, and the character roster. Not in that order, but we're going to get there. We're going to be covering all these things today. So, I think, before we get into that, we should start with the collector's edition, since I have it. If you are a big fan of Soul Calibur, then I would suggest buying this. If you are not, I don't think it's enough stuff for you. So, in the collector's edition, you get this nice little carrying case that looks like a book, which I think looks badass. Then, you get the art book. Then, you have the making of, and inside the art book, you get the soundtrack. So, simple enough. I think it's pretty good if you're a fan. That's basically it. So, let's get to the game. Soul Calibur 5. Let's start with graphics. Soul Calibur 5 has really damn good graphics in my opinion, and they did improve it from the last game where the lip sync actually works well, where they didn't mess it up. Soul Calibur 5 has the best graphics in the series, and a lot better than most fighting games nowadays, in graphics-wise. I mean, the colors, the graphic, everything. It's really basic. It's really good graphics in my opinion. Now let's go to the story. You see, in this game is actually the first time they've kind of failed. This is the kind of part where they failed at it. The story and the arcade mode. If you're a veteran Soul Calibur player, then the arcade mode is supposed to give you an ending at the end about the character, which is what you look forward to. And in this game especially really needed it, because they added new characters that we don't know about at all. But they threw it out the fucking window. It's just a normal arcade mode with no ending at the end. And also, I think, and they didn't have anything special like they did in the other games. Like, Chronicles of the Sword, or Swordmaster mode, anything like that. And in Soul Calibur 4, they didn't have much like that, but at least they made the arcade mode and the story combined together, where it actually had full cinematic cutscenes and stuff, which made it even better. This, they try to make it too much like an adventure or any kind of other game. The story is basically revolved around two characters, and those are the only two characters you play in the entire story. And you get maybe one, two, maybe three other characters that you actually have on the roster explained in this. Other than that, you don't know why the fuck any of the other characters are in here. So basically, the story goes: you play as the son of Sophia from the last games, known as Patroclus, on his basically journey for justice and killing the things known as the Malfested, which are servants of Nightmare, or Soul Edge, if you will. And he's working for a man, a count who's ruling this country, basically. But he keeps doing this, and eventually it's a split story between Patroclus and his sister, Pyrrha. And the story basically is a big jumble of that, and obviously in the backgrounds of everything is Soul Edge and Soul Calibur. Patroclus ends up being betrayed by Count Dumas, who happens to end up being Nightmare, the wielder of Soul Edge. Basically, yeah, the wielder of Soul Edge. Then when he gets betrayed, he escapes, and he basically is found by Siegfried and Zwei, a new character in the game. Zwei brings him to Siegfried, and he joins Siegfried in basically a big thing there. And then Pyrrha is with Tira, basically a servant of Nightmare, but doesn't like this new Nightmare, so she's trying to turn Pyrrha into the new Nightmare, if you would say. And this is how basically the story goes on for the entire thing. Now, let's go to gameplay. The gameplay of this game actually is the best gameplay of any Soul Calibur game to date. That is what they did to this game right. The reason you want to pick up this game, if you're a Soul Calibur fan, is for the gameplay. The gameplay in this game is just so... They made it so much better than all the other Soul Calibur games. It's a lot faster. It's a lot more fun. They took out things that didn't need, like guard impact and stuff like that. And they added the edge bar, which basically gave Soul Calibur their own special techniques. You know how, like, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom has their specials, or, you know, any other game like that. They gave them their own specials. So, basically, a quick rundown, that's how the gameplay works. So, let's go into the roster. The roster of this game is very different from most. It doesn't have as many as Soul Calibur 3 or Soul Calibur 4. What they did is this game has a lot of sons and daughters or disciples of characters from the former game, and that's why those characters aren't in this game anymore. The returning characters in this game are Siegfried, Nightmare, Tira, Hild, Astaroth, Maxi, Nightmare technically, but he is in a new body. But yeah, and then they brought new characters. The new characters, I like this idea of new characters, I really do. It may help replace the old fighting styles and make them better. But the one thing about the roster I didn't like is it was small, and they took out characters completely. They didn't even put back their fighting style. Like Young Sun, or Talon, or Zasalamel. Rock can be understood because Rock is exactly like Astaroth. He's basically exactly like him. But one really good thing about the roster is the new character, a special guest character. The special guest character they put in this game, in the former game, that's basically a thing for Soul Calibur they've had, was the guest characters. In Soul Calibur 2, they had Spawn, Link, and Hayachi from Tekken. Soul Calibur 3 didn't have that, but they put bonus characters for that, and they added the character creation. But then in Soul Calibur 4, they added Darth Vader and Yoda. In this game, they gave you the famous assassin from the Assassin's Creed series, Ezio Auditore, as you can see him up in the corner right here. I really like, he suits this game really well. Now, let's go into the final part of this review. The reason I put this at last, because this might take a while. The character creation. See, character creation has been around for a while, but there hasn't been many in many fighting games. Soul Calibur, in my opinion, has succeeded the best in fighting game character creation. They first debuted it in Soul Calibur 3, which was amazing. It was known for it. People loved it. Soul Calibur 4, it was good, decent, but it wasn't as good as Soul Calibur 3. Now, Soul Calibur 4 exceeded Soul Calibur 3 in many ways, besides the basic stuff. Soul Calibur 3 I still think is the best Soul Calibur game. But this one, the gameplay and then the character creation. The character creation in this game, they made it so much better. They made it more in-depth than any other character creation in the Soul Calibur games. You can change your height. You can change your eyebrows. You can change your hair. You can change your voices. And the pitch and tone of all your voices. All of it. You know, custom colors for all your armor. Even they added new patterns. You can put patterns to your armor and hair and stuff. Scars, face paint, stickers. I mean, that sound stupid, but the stickers actually make it successful to make really cool characters. And for the first time, you can customize your weapons. You can make your weapons have different colors. And you can make your swing effects have different colors, which is really cool. And you can still customize actual normal characters. So in my opinion, this is the second best Soul Calibur game to date. My favorite had to be Soul Calibur 3, though, because they succeeded all around. They succeeded in gameplay, character creation, and I think character roster. But, again, you gotta have to make a great game, great story, and great gameplay. They missed the story part. I hope their next Soul Calibur game, they decide to, take this gameplay here, and then take Soul Calibur 3's story, like the story mode, the arcade mode, the Chronicles of the Sword, and mix it into this, and they can have the best Soul Calibur game of all time. So, in my opinion, I would probably give this game an 8 out of 10. Alright, that would be my second review. If you think I can improve on anything, let me know. Put a comment below if you want to see any other games. This is Garrett Westfall signing off.